Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, we will take an in-depth look at two techniques for creating a smooth, animated water effect, just like you see here in the background. The effect will be created in third-party software, and then we will go back to Procreate Dreams and integrate the effect. The first technique will be really fast and simple, but as a downside, you will have to pay for an app called MotionLeap and get one of their subscription models. The second method is completely free and a little more complicated and time-consuming, but I'll take you through the process step by step. And the cool thing is, you will learn quite a lot. Together, we will set up a water shader provided by the awesome community of the open-source game engine Godot. The Godot shader will be highly customizable, and as a bonus, you will know how to set up other shaders like this waterfall or neatly animated god rays. The links to all websites and tools are provided in the description as well as the image files in case you want to follow along. Let's get right into it. Inside Procreate, I divided my scene into a useful layer structure with the water in one layer and the rocks on a separate layer on top. Only the water layer is then exported as a PNG, and we go ahead and open up MotionLeap. By pressing Start New Project from Gallery and selecting the PNG we just exported, we set up our scene in MotionLeap and are ready to apply the water effect. In the toolbar, we select Water. This provides us with some prefabricated water effects. I find the last one to be fitting, but just go ahead and take your time checking out the other ones. MotionLeap tries to estimate where the water effect should be applied, but we can grab the brush and eraser and tweak the selected area to our liking. When we are happy with the result, we press the export button and save the video file to our camera roll. Back inside Procreate Dreams, we create a new scene from scratch and import the water effect video we just exported. By opening up Procreate in split view, I grab the rocks layer and place it on top of our water layer and scale it up to match the canvas area. And just like that, we have animated water inside our Procreate Dreams scene. Now let's move on to the second method. Put your iPad aside and go ahead and grab your laptop or computer and go to godotension.org. Download the latest version of Godot, and when that's finished, search for the application and run the engine. In the upper left-hand corner, click New and create a new project called Water Animation. Click Browse to select a project path and create a new folder, also called Water Animation, at the location you want to save this project at. After that, press Select Current Folder and Create and Edit and wait for the engine to open up. With the user interface open, I won't go into detail explaining the engine, but just focus on showing the things we need for our use case. If you want to learn more about the Godot engine, check out some of the awesome introduction tutorials provided by others. Inside our scene, we will create a root node for a 2D scene. Before we go ahead, we need to adjust some project settings. Under Display and Window, we change the viewport width to 1920 and the height to 1080. In the search bar, we type in Movie, and under Movie Writer, we change the FPS to 24 and select a location to save the movie we will render at by clicking the folder icon. You'll also have to name the file. I just called it WaterAnimTest1. The next thing we will need to do is adding the water layer we want to animate to our file system. To do so, I am just dragging and dropping the PNG from my Windows browser into the file system. Now we are pretty much ready to go. By clicking the plus icon and searching for Sprite, we will select Sprite 2D and create two of them. The second one will be our water effect and sit on top of the water background layer. Inside our inspector on the right-hand side under Texture, we can click the little drop-down arrow, click Load, and choose the water PNG we just added to the file system. By just clicking the image, we can place it inside the boundaries of our viewport, and by clicking one of the corners and simultaneously holding the Shift key on our keyboard, we can scale the image proportionally. Repeating the process, we will select a texture for the water effect. The default Godot icon will be good enough, because as soon as the shader is applied, the selected texture will be invisible. We then scale up the water effect to cover up the entire water painting layer. Make sure to have it overlapping a bit. Inside the inspector for our water effect, we go ahead and select Material and choose New Shader Material. We click the grey material preview, and under Shader, we select New Shader. In the Create Shader pop-up menu, under Path, we will name this shader Water. By selecting the newly created Water GD shader in the inspector, we can open up the default shader code which was set up for us. We don't need that, so just select all the lines of code and delete them. Now open up the Godot Shader link I provided in the description. Here you will be provided with a shader script for a water distortion effect. The user Zaludnek provided this code for free. Please leave a heart for that. Pressing Copy, we can copy the entire shader code, and back inside Godot, we paste it into the console of our shader script. Don't be surprised, right away nothing will happen. First, we need to open up the shader parameters, and under Refraction Map, create a new Noise Texture 2D. Open up the Noise Texture 2D, and under Noise, select New Fast Noise Light. And voila, now the magic is happening. Put very simply, the shader script is now using a built-in noise pattern to displace the pixels of our underlying water background layer in accordance to the noise pattern. Noise patterns are like the secret superstar of modern VFX. If you want to learn more about noise, go and check out this video. We can now go ahead and tweak the water effect to our liking. Under Noise Type, we can choose different options, each giving different visual results. We can play around with the frequency, and while turning it down, you will notice these ugly seams. To get rid of them, just check the refraction map to be seamless. By clicking the circle arrow, you can reset parameters to their default values. Other values to alter are refraction strength or speed. Just play around with them for a while until you are happy with the result. If you like, you can also add a color tint to the water. Just turn up the alpha channel and choose a color. In my case, I am already happy with the base color, so I turn the alpha channel to 0. I am now at the point where I actually want to render the water effect. To do so, we have to enable Movie Maker mode in the upper right-hand corner. We can then click the play button to start running our scene. The first time we do so, a pop-up menu will tell us that no main scene is select. Just press Select Current and name the scene Water Anim. Now our scene will start running, and a rendered movie clip will save to the location we selected earlier in the project settings. You can see a counter telling you how many frames the scene has been running for. In my case, I close the scene with Alt F4 at around 500 frames, which will be more than enough for me at 24 FPS, as I need just about 10 seconds of water effect. Now we open up the location the file is saved to in our file browser and can see that a movie clip named Water Anim Test 1 has been created. The file format will be AVI. To actually import the clip into Procreate Dreams, just run it through an online converter and turn it into a MP4. To import the movie clip into your dream scene, just follow the same steps as for the water effect created in the first method in MotionLeap earlier. I hope this was helpful. If you have any further questions, let me know in the comments. In case you are interested in more tutorial content, check out my other videos and stay tuned for more animated clips and tutorials in the future.